Thank you for staying up with us tonight. The Kelberman Center, a nonprofit that provides support services with special needs, is building a 60-unit apartment building at the site of the former Sunset School. A $5.2 million project. Many South Utica residents are skeptical about this project being built in their backyards. This afternoon, the council held a meeting to speak with some of the residents and see what can be done to move forward. Our Eyewitness News reporter Jen Seelig has the latest.
Lindsay Bonanza, a South Utica resident who has attended numerous council meetings, trying to get her point across. She's not against the mission behind the project, along with many other South Utica residents. They just want the project to be built smaller, as in a 60-unit down to a 30-unit apartment complex.
It wouldn't impact the neighborhood as significantly as the current project is going to impact us. It wouldn't cause the same amount of damage. But putting that number of people on such a tiny city block, it's out of character. It's going to change our traffic patterns, our infrastructure. The neighborhood already has a crumbling infrastructure.
A reason why the Common Council planned this meeting today to listen to Lindsay. An hour-long meeting, Lindsay says there's a lack of transparency between the planning board and the city.
There was no for sale sign. There was no sale listed in the newspaper. There was no sign out front showing what was about to happen. There was no public notification at all. There was one public meeting where the council approved grant money.
Back in November, the council endorsed the funding application, and it stated 60 units would be a part of this project, and the state has already finalized that application.
We are requesting a traffic study, we are requesting an infrastructure evaluation, and we're also requesting that the council from this point forward really take a look at anything that comes their way when it comes to development.
What we're trying to work out is if there truly is a situation where something was lacking in process moving forward, we can fix that, okay? The planning board was involved, the administration was involved. Of course, Kelberman Center made the application. What the council doesn't want to do is shed any type of negative light on the Kelberman Center. But at the same time, we have to try to understand where the constituency is coming from at this point.
This evening, Lindsay addressed what was said at the meeting to other residents right in front of the project site. Reporting in Utica, Jen Seelig, Eyewitness News.
As of now, the council has two pieces of legislation in committee. If both pieces of the legislation are passed, they become ordinances. That would modify the planning board process. That way, people in the scope of the project, a project would be notified during that planning process period, and that way they could have input at the time before the work becomes final. Now, this wouldn't be effective for this project, but for future city projects.